recording. So here we are. It's December 30th, 2020. It's almost the end of 2020. And today we are going to practice your pitch. So in a piece of paper, grab a pen and paper and start to fill in the blanks. My name is, and I run. And if it, you don't have a company name, you say, and I, or you can say, and I am a certified coach. I offer coaching services to help. For example, so I'm going to put myself. My name is Clara Angelina Diaz, and I run ClaraFying Coaching and Consulting. I offer coaching, consulting, certification programs, retreats, and a supportive community to female leaders to help them overcome imposter syndrome and indecision, and help them achieve long-term confidence, well-being, calm, and become the leader they wish to see in the world. So today I want us to take a moment to write that down, fill in those blanks for yourself, and then we will introduce ourselves with that pitch. And then today I want to do things a little bit differently. So I want you to introduce yourself with a pitch. I'm gonna actually take this and put it on a whiteboard, so everyone can see it. It's not letting me copy, and I'm going to put it on the whiteboard. Welcome, Drea. Can you hear me?
I can.
Welcome, welcome.
How are you doing? How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. I mean, I'm doing good. So today we're practicing our pitch. And we are going to, I'm putting in the chat. I mean, I'm attempting to share my board, my whiteboard with you all to show you a template kind of how I would like for you to introduce yourselves today. I'm just gonna have to rewrite it. My name, can everyone see my whiteboard? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I run, so whatever the name of your company is, if you don't have the name of a company, and you can just say, and I am a certified coach. Okay. Then you state the services that you offer, comma, I help. Who's your target? This is where your target audience goes. To solve, target audience to, and then the problem that you help them solve. And then achieve. What do you help them? What is the outcome that you help them achieve, right? In the long-term goal. Because remember, right, people don't really invest in coaches, they invest in outcomes and in whatever it is that they want to achieve. So I want you to take a pen and paper and fill this in for yourself. And then once you're ready, if you're ready to share, just let me know who would like to go first. So what I want to do is like for you to go ahead and introduce yourself in this way. And then tell us share with us a challenge that you might be having right now that we can support you with, but like brief. So taking like 2 minutes to do that. Right, my business challenge that I want support with, that I want support today is ... or something that you want help with. And then at the end of this, you're going to commit to taking one simple act with the feedback that you're given. And we have, a small enough group that we can support each other today in this way. Well, if you're ready, just raise your hand.
Well, I'm ready, but I haven't read it in my phone. So I don't know if you want me to put it in the chat and then you can read it.
You can just tell us.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I put, my name is Zulay Garcia and I run Garcia Productions, Mind, Body, and Soul. I offer help with creative blocks, depression, and goal achievements. I help artists and women learn to connect with their higher power and intuition to receive abundance and achieve their personal or creative goals.
I love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to redo mine now.
So like, say it one more time. Say it like you mean it. Like you've been doing it for 20 years. So like, can you repeat it for us? Oh no, did we lose you? Oh no, Sulai's in the airport. So hopefully we didn't lose her. But that was a great example.
That was great. Detail.
Let me is everyone else set with this? With the screen so I can I'm gonna close it up so that I can let her back in.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone want to go next? Well, Sulai comes back.
And
I have a rough draft.
You're up. I saw you speak up before Rita. Were you ready or do you wanna
well, I mean, I was ready until Salai read hers. I'm like, maybe I need to go more detail. I guess this is a rough draft, and then I fix it.
Yeah. Do you want to
Okay.
hear Rita's to see if it gives
Yes.
you more? Go ahead, Rita.
Okay, well, I'm definitely labeling this a rough draft. And I have to say, it was after last week's call that I started to redefine what I'm going to offer. So last week's support call, Clara, was really amazing. So, hello, my name is Rita Fucillo, and I'm a certified life coach, offering personal and professional life coaching, specializing in 2 areas: identity and adoption issues. I help those in the adoption triad face issues surrounding the search for birth parents, coping with the results of that search, identity and self-esteem issues, the goal being to achieve open, honest communication for all involved. Secondly, I work with artists, assisting them, encouraging them through artist blocks, self-esteem issues, organizational and business matters, in an effort to help them achieve more personal self-fulfillment and professional and financial success.
Love it.
So far.
So I love it because you have 2 different tribes, right? So depending on who you're talking to, right, you can share that, right? So the other thing that what I really loved was like it was so concise and it was clear, concise, and it really stated the problem.
Okay.
Right? The problem and the outcome
Mm-hmm.
for the person. So always keep that in mind. Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go back to Salai, Rita, so that she can share with us. So she can finish her thing, and then I'll come back to you, and then Sharap, you would be next. Sulai, so you gave us a great example, and we wanted to ask you to repeat it as if you've been doing this forever.
Oh my gosh, I can't repeat without reading it.
It's fine. No, you read it until you memorize it.
Okay, because when I tried to read it before, you saw what happened. I don't know why talk took me out.
It was a yeah. Oh, I see. It took you off the screen.
Yeah. Okay, my
Okay.
name is Sulay Garcia.
Mhm.
I can read it again.
Okay.
My name is Sulay Garcia, and I run Garcia Productions Mind, Body, and Soul. I offer help with creative blocks, depression, and goal achievement. I help artists and women learn to connect with their higher power and intuition to receive abundance and achieve their personal or creative goals.
Wonderful. So what I want you to do, right, is like
Mhm.
make sure like you practice that so much, right, that it comes out so smooth.
Okay, I
You
can
know,
do that.
like so smooth. So Sulai, is there a business challenge that you're having today that you would like support with today?
I need to be held accountable.
You need to be held
Um,
accountable to what?
to do the things that I need to do. So basically, I have all the tools that I need to get started, and I just haven't put them into practice. I haven't put them into motion. So
Okay.
I even did a commercial for myself to edit, and I haven't even edited the commercial. So it's like I need to finish.
Okay.
So yeah, I need accountability.
Accountability.
Hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna open it up to the group to say how can we support Sulai in gaining accountability to do the things that she knows she has to do. So you can either put your answer on the chat or you can unmute yourself and share.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
So her challenge today is accountability, to be held accountable to what she knows she has to do.
Do you by chance have like, oh,
Go ahead, Tiela. You guys can also use the chat.
I was gonna say by chance, do with the work that you're doing, if you have a friend or a colleague who or like who's another creative who's doing some similar work or needs that kind of support in creating some goals for yourself, and then checking in about those goals that you have completed or need support in doing, maybe having a buddy or a partner by chance. So that was just a thought.
Anyone else? So Sulai, just take that in and then let everybody kind of say what they want to say, and then you can let us know what action you're gonna take with what you hear. Rita, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I just want to say that it's one of the things that I struggle with, and I think since it's the end of the year, we've all been distracted with holidays and craziness and everything. I think using a clear mindset for January is a good idea. And, as your coaching partner, I would be, and struggling with some of the same things myself and wanting to get off on a good footing for the new year. I'd be happy to set up, and we've been talking about it, setting up whatever schedule for Zooms during the week and giving each other checklists and being each other's accountability buddy. So I think we should put that on the calendar and hold each other to it.
Sharap, did you have anything to say?
I think that was great what Rita said. Getting a person accountability, and she's offering her service to help each other. So
Awesome. Drea, is there anything you would like to add before I add my 2 cents in?
I kind of agree with everything everyone else said. Just kind of like asking for someone that's going to kind of like hold you accountable. Get yourself a partner to go with you.
So thank you, everybody. So what I have to say, so is, the obvious answer for me is hire a coach. Right? So for the past 5 years, a friend of mine, who is a very seasoned high level coach, and I have been peer coaching each other every Monday. And the conversation goes like this, right? It's very like no drama, very like, you got 3 things you said you were gonna do, boom, boom, boom. And so we always start with the same concept that I teach you. What did you do? As opposed to like, oh, I was gonna do this, but no. It's like, no. What did you actually do? And we always keep it to 3 things. And one of the things is always around self-care. So it's like business related and self-care, and then whatever else bonus. And so we keep it so small so that we can always exceed our goal. And then we always like, we take turns, like, who's gonna write today? You, me? Okay. And we always send each other our 3 things. Boom, boom, keep it moving. Okay, bye. We don't get into story, we don't get into cover. It's like, this is what you're gonna do. And we have seen each other write. She has written multiple books in that time and achieve amazing things because it's been like very, very, very focused. So yeah, I totally encourage you and Rita to continue your partnership and keep it consistent and make it a priority. Because the thing is, like, it's so simple that you think you can go without, but it's really about us preaching what we walking the talk, right?
do
Awesome.
you do a time limit when you meet with your peer
Oh yeah.
coaching?
We keep it to 45 minutes.
Okay,
Yes, good, very good question.
because my friend and I can talk forever, but that is purpose, and we're both yes.
That's a wonderful question. So
Yeah.
Sulai, what I would like for you to do is in if you can in the chat write in what is the action step, your one simple action step that you're going to take based on the feedback that you were given. Okay? Rita, back to you. Work with Rita. So, right, specific, right? It's like you're gonna schedule a time, you're gonna reach out to Rita, like, right? Specific. You are going to reach out to Rita. You're gonna email Rita, whatever, like super specific. That goes for everybody else. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Rita, back to you. Can you, Rita, can you repeat to your pitch for us?
Okay. Hi, my name is Rita Fucillo, and I'm a certified life coach, offering personal and professional life coaching, specializing in two areas: identity and adoption issues. I help those in the adoption triad face issues surrounding searching for birth parents, the process of searching for birth parents, coping with the results of that search, identity and self-esteem issues, with the goal of achieving open, honest communication for all involved. Secondly, I also work with artists, assisting them, encouraging them through artist blocks, self-esteem issues, organizational and business matters, in order to help them achieve more creative self-fulfillment and professional financial success.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what is one challenge that you are having today that you would like support with?
So I decided to add the adoption part of it as a result of last week's coaching support call. I'm an adoptee. I've done a lot of searching. I've had a lot of direct experience, and I suddenly got the hit that that would be something really important that I could contribute. I mean, I've been working with artists for a long time. I feel a little bit more confident about embarking on that. The more I sit with what it would be like, to speak with someone who might consider hiring me, as I imagine doing a 30-minute complimentary phone call consultation with someone, and if somebody says, what makes you helpful? What can you offer us? Like, what are your credentials? Other than explaining a little bit about the life coaching process and that I myself am an adoptee with a lot of direct experience, suddenly, as I role play myself, I'm wondering, is that meaningful? Is that enough? I mean, is my lack of confidence showing, so I guess beginning, like having a little nervousness just about feeling worthy of being hired.
So are you saying, what you're saying is that you're wondering if your personal experience is enough?
Yeah, is it enough of value to someone else? I mean, I think I have a lot to share on the subject and
lived experience? Okay.
Lived experience.
Let's open it up to the group. Who would like to give Rita some feedback? She's wondering if her lived experience, so you're saying she's comfortable with the artist piece because she has a lot of professional background in that. Mm-hmm. But the piece around adoption and finding your birth parents and your identity piece, like that's the part where she's wondering if her lived experience is good enough to provide this kind of service.
Yes, I would say definitely. If I were the client, I personally would want someone who's gone through it, and give me some background. I feel like they're walking in my shoes versus someone's just give me book knowledge. I need to connect with a human of flesh, and then having that coach kind of drive me personally. So I think that's great.
I definitely agree. I think that's what drives my practice is my lived experience as a young woman, as having who had mentors in her life, what it is to live on the intersection of being Black and a woman, and to be able to help other young girls and women of color navigate that line as they're creating and designing who they want to be is so important. And so as soon as you said that, I instantly thought of a couple of my friends and conversations I've had with them about being adopted and finding their family and building those relationships and it in their identity in their when you said identity, I instantly was like, oh my gosh, that is so spot on. And thinking about those conversations and how who they have formed themselves outside of being around their family and then being kind of like reintroduced to family members and kind of navigating that line has been interesting in hearing what they've experienced and wish they had other people they can talk to who has navigated that journey. So I think what that I think what hits you in your intuition or your instinct is spot on.
Makes me a little bit nervous is my particular search was it didn't end the way I had hoped it was going to. It was I learned some really upsetting things, and I was not able to keep some of the relationships that I had started. I think that I would be really helpful to people who have also had negative experiences searching for their birth parents. I'm not sure how to advertise that. I mean, other than that, just coming up organically in a conversation. But just because I didn't have a positive experience with it, I hope it doesn't mean that people wouldn't find me a good a good source of understanding and empathy, just because I didn't maybe have the positive experience that they might be going through. I mean, I can certainly validate and celebrate a positive reunion, even though I didn't have one. But the end result for me, having done all that searching, made a huge difference with who I am as a person, and I can certainly speak, to that. Um,
Absolutely. So Rita, Sulai wrote in the chat, Rita, your experience is key and do not take it for granted. You have lived through it and can talk about the emotion. Drea, would you like to add something before I add my piece?
Oh, yes, I agree, Rita. Your experience is really important because it comes from a different place. We all have different experiences, and your experience will make a difference in this individual or your client's life.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Drea.
Because your experience is not the same. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you a little bit more clearly. Yeah.
So what I was saying was that each individual's life experience is different, but sometimes when you share your experience with your client, and they can get something more out of what your experience is.
Rita, so my piece is that, because we live in such a capitalistic world, we have been taught that like the most valuable thing is like what we learn in school, like our professional experiences. And the best learning comes from life, and what I love about this particular niche is that it's so focused. And it can even be like, it can even drill down to, I don't know if you just want to work with women, or men or people of a certain age. Like it can be drilled down. And I see a huge opportunity here for you to partner with therapists who specialize in this area, and then for you to really define like what's the piece that you would do that the therapist wouldn't do. You see? Because right, with the therapist it's like all about the processing, but with you as a coach it's like, okay, you're here and you want to get here, like these are the pieces that I can help you with that the therapist is probably not going to help them with. So it can be a really nice compliment.
Yeah.
With adoption agencies, and it's like such a beautiful, like, it's such a small, not small, but well-defined niche. And that is the key. Like, that is the key. The key to success is that well-defined niche, that it sounds so specific that it's like when you talk about it, people are gonna be like Tiela said, oh my God. If anytime I hear about somebody that has been adopted and is like wondering, about their identity and how to move on with their life, and I know who to call.
Mm.
That's the key to success. So I think, and the other piece that I want to talk about is the nervousness that you feel, right? It's because it's meaningful.
Mm.
Right? When you're at your edge, right? When you're like, oh my God, like, will I be able to do this? Right? It's because, like, yeah, because you're being called to that. That's, like, we want to push ourselves to the edge. So I congratulate you for voicing that, right? Because you could totally stay like comfortable in your professional, with the artist and everything that you know. But this other piece, I mean, there's huge potential for to serve, for self-satisfaction, and just to offer something completely different than what anybody else is offering out there.
Wow, thank you.
So what's your action, Rita?
My action is to build a website homepage. I started to research on Squarespace and to take this information and create that homepage, and reach out to. I do know of a couple of agencies. I stayed a little bit connected to that world. Used to be really active in it, and talk to them and put my shingle out, I guess.
Yeah. So it's two things. So you're gonna start writing your website.
Yeah.
And you're gonna reach out to some agencies and kind of cast the net. And then, I just want to remind you, just remember to focus on the outcomes. Like, this is what I can do for you.
Right.
This is like working with me. This is what, I can support you through the process. Help you, whatever it is, like, really delineate, right, in a clear, concise manner, exactly what it is that they will gain from working with you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who would like to go next? Oh, Sharap, right, you're next. Sorry. You're muted.
Okay. All right. My name is Trent Meitner. I am a certified coach. I offer coaching services. I help people overcome their blockage in the areas of boundaries, communication, and traumas so they can achieve a healthy, happy, and thriving relationship with the help of a supporting coach who had overcome a crazy marriage, thrived as a single mom with a special needs child, and now blessed in a happy, healthy, and thriving marriage.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What I love about it is that it is specific. You share about your own personal struggles and how you overcame them and how they relate to the problem that you are helping to overcome. And then you define exactly what the outcome is.
Yes.
Right. And we always want to lead with the outcome.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is make sure you practice it, right?
Yes.
It flows.
Yes.
It's natural.
Yeah. I know. It's like putting my life out there. It's like, oh, this is me. This is what I'm doing. It's like, have to be empowered, right? And be just
Yep,
my
and
life.
from the heart, right? Because it's like, here is my heart.
Yes.
Show you. And that's what, like heart to heart. That's what we're doing here. It's connecting with people that way.
Mhm.
Beautiful. What is your one business challenge that you're having right now that you would like support with?
The mindset of changing to free, not, to now charging. So I've been doing my groups for a while, and I put out there that I'm charging the fees and shifting it. So that was hard. I didn't have any responses saying, "Oh yes, I will," because I changed the days that I am available instead of meeting their schedules and gathering people. Like, I am gonna do this, and this is how much it costs. So I hear crickets, and it makes me nervous. I'm like, should I change it? Scale and fee? I guess the money mindset I'm kind of struggling with. I'm comfortable just offering my services, but I
Okay.
feel like I need to go beyond.
So you are seeking support with um becoming comfortable with the mindset of um receiving payments for your services
Yes.
because you're used to offering your services for free, and you have shared with some people that you are now open to receiving um, funds for your services, and you've heard nothing.
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask a follow-up question before I put it out
Sure.
to you. Um, now that you are, instead of using the word charging, you are
Okay.
open to receiving funds. Um, are you offering something different than what you did before?
Yes.
Okay. And now you're a certified coach, and before you were not, correct?
Correct. But also now it's more goal oriented. Instead of being the facilitator and get everyone to talk and do their homework, we come in with a goal.
You're in an outcome that you're hoping that everybody will reach, right? That
Yes.
everybody will gain.
Yes.
Okay. Um, how did you put out the notice that you are now open to receiving payment?
I emailed everyone because my group stopped, and they know I'm in this process of, a life coach where I'm shifting. So I kind of give them warnings already. And so I kind of launch it where this is where I'm heading to.
Okay. Did you offer them a consultation, a free consultation?
No. So
Okay.
get a consultation, each one.
If you feel comfortable doing that, to
Yeah.
gradually shift them into that, and like so they can get a taste of what it is to work with you.
Oh, that is different than what they're used to before. Okay. Because they're thinking they're getting the same thing as before, so why pay when, okay.
Like, let me give you an introductory session where this is what's going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll walk away with this.
Okay.
And you can use like Calendly or Acuity Schedule or something where to make it really easy for them to schedule.
What is the calendar?
It's called Calendly. So it's like the calendar that I use.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's Calendly.com, and they have a free version.
Okay.
Yep. And
Okay,
you can
great.
put in like the times that you're available. You could put that link and say schedule your free session here.
Okay. And you suggest I do that with all people?
I suggest you do that with a group of people that you feel are your target audience.
Target audience. Okay.
Mhm. Let me open it up to the group. Suggestions for Trep.
I have a suggestion. I publish an art magazine, and I work with people who, like individual artists with extremely tiny budgets, all the way to major colleges and universities that have much larger budgets. When I talk to those people, I stick to the rate card, and I tell my sales team to stick to the rate card as
Mm-hmm.
much as they can. When we're talking to a not-for-profit group or an individual artist, they're the ones that need the advertising the most, so we make concessions. And I think that you can have the best of both worlds. You live in Winchester, right?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Winchester's a very affluent community, and you
Mm-hmm.
can structure your business almost similarly to how I structured some of these ad initiatives. You could find an affluent suburban neighborhood newspaper or something. I'm looking into it in Cohasset, and Cohasset's very similar, I think, to the financial dynamic of Winchester.
Okay.
So you could advertise in some of the other outlets that you have in your neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and those people can pay you your rack rates. And
Yes.
you could still have sponsorships or pro bono rates to people that really need it. You could be working with a group that they have financial struggles and you want to accommodate them, and then hopefully you would be able to balance that out with other people in your area who would pay the rack rate. So you just want to consider, you mentioned scaling a moment ago, scaling it the way that that I do the advertising. Those who can pay full dollar, and those that struggle, you've got an accommodation, so you can still feel wonderful helping the people that are struggling financially and still give them all of your services, knowing that you've got clients coming in that don't need that special rate.
Sure.
I mean, Winchester's it's an affluent community, so you probably find that balance.
Yeah. Thank you. So it's just marketing then, the issue, right?
Yeah, creating like a pricing structure that you feel good about.
Mm-hmm.
As well, but I think it's also, like I said, like introducing, your existing group to this new process and like what it would be for them, and kind of taking the risk away of like, they don't know what it would be like. They don't know how different it would be. So definitely like, scheduling a conversation. So even if they don't end up working with you, they know who to refer to you.
Yes, that's true.
Anyone else have any suggestions or feedback for the money mindset challenge?
I'm still working on mine, so no.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm still working on mine.
Yeah, but I think
I feel the same way.
if you already have an existing group of people, which you already have a base, which is wonderful. I think is really about introducing them to what you have to offer, and making it so irresistible for them that they're like, yeah, of course, and taking the risk away.
Yeah.
Of working with you. Like, of course I'm gonna work with her. I trust her, I know her. Now she has her certification. She's taking her stuff to the next level. If it's not me, I'm gonna recommend some people.
Great. Thank you. That helps. Yes.
Awesome. So what's gonna be your action step?
Can I just say something to Shep?
Sure.
You guys hear me? Okay, Shep. So one thing that came to mind was that as a videographer, my friends always ask for discount, and they always send people to me that didn't have money to pay for their videos. I don't know. I became like this person known for, you don't have money, called to lie, and I hated it. So I just want to say, be careful with that, because once you build that reputation, it's really hard to get out of it, because people are going to go to you because they know that you have a good heart. And so what happened was that even people that could pay were saying, but you did it to so and so's people. Why don't you do it for me for this price? So make it very clear if it's a sponsorship that they're getting a sponsorship. Almost like you have limited sponsorship, but not like anybody will be able to get that price. Because that ended up happening to me, and I always hated it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So what I think I heard Sulai say was that be careful when like giving out free services or discounting your services to friends, because those same friends will send you people that may want to discount may also want to discount. I'm having a hard time.
Thank you. Yes, but also make in mind how many I want to sponsor in a year. Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can't see you though.
Yes, I think because my internet, if I turn it off, it'll help better, I guess. Sometimes you have to turn it off, the video.
Oh, okay, so it can work better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent in my, yeah. Can you hear me now?
It sounds a little bit muffled, but we can hear you somewhat.
Okay, maybe turn off there. Yeah, thank you, Salai. That helps. The mindset, to have a few people in a year versus just like, because my problem is I have a good heart. I just help anyone. And then I'll just not thrive in the business. So it's like you need to have a balance.
Right. So you can fill in integrity. Yeah, only a few. That's what she says. Yeah. Like really decide ahead of time. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so Sharep, tell us in the chat what's going to be your action step, okay? So then we can go.
Sure.
So who's going to go next, Tiala or Drea? You're muted.
Okay. Hopefully you can hear me now.
Now we can, yes.
My pitch is, my name is Andrea Velasquez, and I'm a certified life coach, and I offer coaching to youth and adults on how to explore their life's dreams. I partner with my clients and help them set smart goals to achieve the ultimate personal outcome.
What is their personal outcome?
Whatever their personal outcome is, I'm guiding them through that process.
Gotcha. So it's like when you're working with a client, you almost want to ask them, like, what is it that you want to achieve? So you can repeat that back to them. Gotcha. Very good. Okay. Drea, I love the red in your scheme.
Thank you.
What is a challenge that you're having today that you would like support with?
My challenge is similar to, I believe it was Sulai, just actually taking some actions and stop allowing fear to kind of like step in. I had a conversation with this woman who is now the head of the Women's Foundation. So I'm hoping that 2021 can get me a couple of more conversations with her. But I think it's me just kind of like just putting myself out there, And I keep thinking about, oh, I don't have a website and I don't have a business name. But I just need to just put myself out there, plain and simple. I have a lot of leads. I just need to kind of like take that leap.
Gotcha. So is it that you need more accountability?
Yes.
Okay. So just like Sulai, do you have a friend, or do you, right? Instead of the obvious answer of like, get a coach. Someone that you can do, that you guys can do an exchange, or that can hold you accountable.
So Tiela and I met a couple of weeks ago. We had a conversation. And I wouldn't mind having her kind of like nudge me, because we're both on similar path with our coaching.
Okay. And then I know that you have some powerful friends. I just happen to know.
That.
I just happen to know. So, and I've reached out to some of your friends.
I know.
For advice, and they're always so willing to help.
Yes, they are.
All the time. They're always like willing to help. Like Drea like hangs out with like the creme de la creme of Boston. And then I'm like, but why
what is she waiting for?
Why is she tapping into that? So just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
you're
know. I need to keep hearing that. Like what's up with you?
I'm like,
that's true.
Look who she hanging out with. Okay. So really use your friends.
I know.
I mean, because friends want to help. So
and they do. The thing is, I put the word out there and they're just waiting for me to kind of like go, ta-da. Yeah.
Any other, and would you like any other suggestions from the group? Are you
absolutely any and all are
okay.
welcome.
Whoever would like to unmute themselves and give Drea some feedback.
Well, you already said, Clara, your friends, they are close to your heart. And so you just open your mouth to your friends and they'll support you, right? That's the niche, right? The audience, to start from there.
So Sharp, I'm having a hard time understanding what you said.
I got bits and pieces. I know that she said.
So you want to put it in the chat, Shrek, for us?
Sure.
Anyone else?
Could Andrea share the pitch again? Because I caught the word, the word that stuck out for me was dreams. And I want to understand a little bit more about your specialty.
My name is Andrea Velasquez, and I'm a certified life coach, and I offer coaching to youth and adults on how to explore their life's dreams. I partner with my clients and help them set smart goals to achieve their ultimate personal outcome.
Is that clear to you, Rita?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely clear. So it's any dream.
So for I put dreams because mainly when young people are thinking that they're like dreamers, and so it's more of like, so what's your life dream? Like, what would you want to accomplish in your life? And so guiding them from there, getting them to start thinking about what they really want in life. Some people just want to accomplish, graduating from high school or getting a college degree, but what else do you want to accomplish? And then from there, getting them.
I think it would be great if there were maybe a few specific references to the types of things that you can help somebody accomplish from, the perspective of different age ranges. Like high school graduation, I think is huge and incredibly important. And then maybe something that an adult might be wanting to achieve. Or I mean, the feedback that Clara gave me was specificity. So
I agree with Rita too. Like even what you said, like, beyond, I help, young adults to, achieve their dreams beyond, they're beyond a professional, beyond their professional desires, like what's beyond that? Like what's beyond, I think that needs to be said. You see what I'm saying? Drea.
I do.
Okay. So just to
I
make it
do.
like more specific. So like I help achieve their dreams
Thank
beyond
you.
checking the boxes, of high school, college, and a title. What else? It's freezing up. Everyone seems to be frozen now. Okay.
Thank you, Rita, for challenging that.
So Sharab said in the comments, so what Clara said, to go to your friends because they're close to heart, they support you. So she agrees with me. So what is one action step, Drea, that you're gonna take to move in the direction of getting that accountability that you need?
Sending out an email and setting up setting up a meeting to move this forward.
Mm-hmm.
They're just waiting for me. And they already heard from me. I've already informed them of what I want to do. And now it's okay, let's get a meeting on the calendar to get this moving forward.
Yeah, then okay, so setting up a
So
meeting and moving forward. Drea Sulai said, you mentioned that you're feeling fear and this is stopping you from reaching out to your potential clients. And then she suggested that you repeat affirmations twice a day to keep reminding you of why this work is so important to you.
Thank you.
The last thing I want to say about that too is that sometimes it's like we want to come to our friends and to things like perfect. And it's almost like there's a lot of value in showing up imperfectly and just telling people like, hey, like this is something that I really love to do. I'm really figuring it out. Like, what do you think? How do you think I should go about this? Or like, let's work this out together. Because some of the greatest leaders that I know have achieved amazing things and like have figured things out and like gotten things perfect with the help of a whole lot of people. So I just want to reiterate that, like just, you heard of, there's a book called the Gifts of Imperfection, just like coming at it like, this is what I got. I'm open to your help. I'm open to like, even like when people contact me for workshops and keynotes, I'm like, yeah, what do you want? Instead of me being like, okay, this is the the perfect thing that I can say. It's like, no, like, get into discovery mode. Like, tell me, like, let's work this out together. Let's figure this out together. So just, I just really want you to get into that mindset as well.
Thank you. This is
You're
very
welcome.
helpful.
Tiela.
Yes and yes. I have a headache.
Tiela, were you burning sage?
Yeah, I'm dealing with the energy thing. So I have sage, Palo Santo, just trying to keep the energy somewhere than in my
Keep the
head.
energy elevated.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all ever dealt with neighbors at some point in time in your amazing lives, but
With what? With what?
neighbors who are extremely noisy and loud, and their energy is quite toxic. So I am in a very energetic, sensitive state, and so I've been having a headache since yesterday. So
Mm,
I'm trying to work through it, but I am.
okay.
So my name is Tiela Grimes, and I am a certified transformational coach. I offer tailor-made group and private coaching programs designed to provide women of color and young professional women 18 to 35 with real-world tools to actualize themselves. I help clients to navigate the hand-me-downs of their reality and transform their perception of self and mindset to design the blueprint for the woman they want to be in order to achieve their personal and professional goals.
We can tell you've been working on this for a while, Tiela.
Oh no, I just wrote that now. Sorry. But
It's
it's
on
the
your
poet.
website, isn't it?
And it's the poet in me, so it's easy to jump into talk mode.
But it's like that's just written on your website. So great
That's
job.
So, yeah.
Is there something that you need support with today that we can support you with in your business?
I think I'm actually, it's funny because I think I'm in this space of actually working on what I need to work on. But what I wrote down and highlighted for me is I think I'm in the same similar place as Shrep in thinking about money mindset. And so I do have, it's funny, I'm reutilizing a coach that I've been working with for the last couple of years, and they've been helping me on the personal stuff. And so now we're moving into the business stuff. And so my first thing to work on that I have as an assignment is this ideal client assignment, because I've always, even saying it in here and writing it, I was like, well, is it women of color or is it young professional women? I'm still, it's like, do I just say women 18, if women of color 18 to 35, and I don't have to have the young professional piece, or how, like, just trying to highlight and get that clear so that way I can get these packages developed so I can know how I'm pitching to the different groups, or especially on the young end. And then someone, I think it's something that Rita said, that's where I'm at, is like the 18-year-olds to 21 are in a different space than somebody who might be 25 and up. So like trying to think about, I'm really going back in my own life to think about where I was and what's the assistance that I needed, and trying to think about how to craft the coaching sessions to the group so that it's pertinent to them. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And also like content development, because it's one, so there's like this piece of when I'm designing a coaching program, there's the different pieces that go into it. So now I'm like, oh shit, what's my schedule supposed to look like? Because it's one thing to say, yeah, I got this amazing program, but I need to make sure I have the pieces made up. So whether that's the PowerPoint, getting the information, the links, all that. So that's this element that I'm kind of in right now, as I'm churning forward. So, and then Andrea, we're going to be working together. So I think I'm in that space of like, yes, let's talk. I need help. I need support, and started doing it from our last session.
So do you so ladies, I need to grab my charger, but I didn't want to cut you off, Tiela.
Oh,
But my
please.
question to you was gonna be, do you have like a worksheet or something that you're working through to come up with the ideal client?
There's there's something there, but if there's, I have to go online because it's a whole thing. I have to watch the video. It's like a video. She has a 40-minute video that I have to watch that takes us through like the step-by-step pieces. And then that there's a document, but I haven't, it's like a sample, but it's, so that's the piece that I probably have to like get clear on, is what tool I can utilize to help me get that together.
Okay, so it sounds like you do have the tools. It's just about you actually doing
Implementing and getting it done. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you open to receiving feedback from the group?
Absolutely.
Okay,
All the
so
time.
whoever wants to unmute themselves, please do that, and then I'll be right back with my charger.
Yes, yes.
I thought the pitch was great. I got a really clear sense of who you are and what you're offering. I thought it was eloquent and accessible, and you spoke it with confidence and clarity. And I would sign up.
Thank you.
No, that came out so naturally.
Yeah, those words. Thank you for the website and playing around with words instead of, I think I've always trying to recreate, and it's like, oh, I have it. Just play around, and how do you reorganize it? So there go the poet coming in and playing with words. So I'm glad it works.
It came out really well. It came out with strength and clarity, and that's what I'm trying to achieve too. So thank you. You just inspired me.
Thank you.
Awesome. So anyone else want to give Tiela some feedback? So Tiela, what I want to say about this is that it took me a really long time to kind of hunker down on who my ideal client is, because, you know, I'm a very big hearted person and I want to help all people. However, there's a limited amount of time that I have during the day and night to work with folks, right? And so I'm just giving you my experience. Okay, it really took me like a good 7 years to say, you know, if I'm gonna work with someone, like it took me a very long time to understand that the more well educated and ready the person was, the more they got out of my coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really hard because I honestly was going around, I think I've told you guys during the training, I was going around like Jesus Christ, trying to evangelize everyone. Like, please let me help you. Like, I beg you, let me help you. Like, but over time, I started to see that the people that got the most out of my coaching were the ones that were ready, willing, and able. Right? So it's like in that I selfishly enjoyed working with those people more.
Yeah.
And they were willing to pay. Like willingly, easily. So you know that I work with a lot of attorneys, right? And not because I'm an attorney or I've ever been an attorney, but because when I was a kid, I was told that I was going to be an attorney, and so it's thinking like an attorney is in me. And then life took me to become an interpreter, and then I was like in this position to observe them and really help. And it's not like, oh my God, I work with attorneys because I want to be bougie. You know, it's like these people get it quickly and they're ready, willing, and able. So I'm just sharing that with you so that you can really think, you know, like who's at the top of the totem pole, right? That I can support, and that the effect that I have on them is going to trickle down. And that you can then create other programs. You know, you can have various tribes. It just doesn't have to be one. You know, and that then you can, but you want to really like figure out that bread and butter.
Yeah.
Right. And like scaling your business to the point where it's like you can create a business that's really going to sustain you, that allows you to give back, you know, to those who may not be able to afford your services, that allows you to invest the time to pour into those who may, like, and create those programs and those partnerships. But I think what your coach is trying to get you to think about is your bread and butter.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because it's been a heart journey for me. So now I'm at the point where it's like, yes, heart journey and abundance, yay. And you deserve both. And
Yeah,
so
that
switching
alignment.
that mind and focus. And it's funny because I met with my mentor on Christmas Eve and we were talking, and that was one of the things that she talked about in terms of scaling. And so like thinking about, she's like, you can't do individual coaching forever. She's like, that's what my coach had told me. And I started laughing and I started thinking about, oh shoot, what does that mean? And now in this space of thinking about paying it forward, passing the torch, what are those tools that can help? It's like, okay, maybe with this 18 to 21, how do I get in and pitch to colleges that I offer group coaching? And so it allows me to hit more and actually do the charging to the college because you got the money. And then thinking about those who are more professional in their careers and are working and doing things. So cool, you're looking at doing this and kind of boom, and knowing that they could afford the service you're working. So it's like really thinking about also where people are at, what they in this spaces they are at, and how to kind of, if I could get to you, and it's something I'm learning on my job with middle schoolers. I'm like, I want to do the girls, I want to get to the girls, but now I got to do this partnership development shit with adults. So it's perfect. It's right in alignment because it's teaching me like those, how to hit those folks to get, like you said, the impact. So if I get you, you bring me in, I can actually do whatever it is that I'm seeking to do in my services. So
Yeah, so it's like getting
receive
clear
that.
on your different tribes,
Yeah.
right? And then who are the customers within those tribes, right? Because sometimes it's like the person that you serve and the person that's paying you the check are two different people.
Yep.
Cool. So what's
Thank
the
you.
action step that you're gonna take?
Actually, this week, I will be working on the ideal client assignment, and I have a meeting with my coach, and I'm in the group, so I have to go into the group and make a video. So that's my accountability to show like this is the assignment that I'm working on, and I'll also connect with Drea so we can schedule some time, and I can also tell her like, hey, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I've been working on as well, just to make sure I'm keeping the energy of accountability.
Yeah. Thank you. So, the last words that I just want to say is that as we're all thinking about, and perfecting our pitch, is that the greatest fear that we feel as coaches usually when we're starting out is that we don't want to exclude anyone, right? But I want to just remind you that coaching is not a commodity. Coaching is something that is very it's transformational, is so specific, and the more specific that you can be about the kind of people that you serve, the more your business is going to grow. Take it from me. From experience, like, and the thing is that you're not, if you focus and then somebody comes to you that's not within your focus and you want to help them, great. But you want to be able to be differentiated. You want to be able, like, when you tell people what you do, who you serve, and how you serve them, that people like automatically like, oh my God, I know a person. You have to work with this person. So make it so, so, so specific. Focus creates expansion. Um, so don't be afraid to like super, super, super niche and like be specific, even if you have different groups that you're serving. So lastly, to end this call, this is our, last call of the year. Yes, we have a few more calls in January before I go on maternity leave. I would like to kind of get if you either have like your word for the year or how you're feeling right now, I would love for you to share that with me today as we close. Either your word for the year or how you're feeling right now.
Thriving.
Thriving?
Yes.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I've chosen fearless.
Fearless.
Yes.
And you know I'm going to ask you for a different word, right?
Porque.
Because what's the opposite of fear?
Um,
If you're fearless, you're what?
adventurous, bold, um,
Adventurous, bold.
bold. I can come back. I can
Okay,
answer
okay.
later.
And then Sulai just wrote ready to make magic. Of course, the creative. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Ready to make magic. Love it.
That's for the whole year, Clara.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
love it. Ready to make magic, thriving. Anyone else?
Integration.
Integration. We've been playing around with that word a lot, Tiela, huh?
Mhm.
Integration. Anyone else? Rita?
I'm struggling with the one word. I mean, after this call, I feel relief. I don't know. I feel good with these calls. I feel really supported in these calls. So I feel relief. And I think that comes from feeling, I mean, I confident, a little bit more confident with the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a word yet for the
Okay. It's okay. Relief, confident. Love it. Thank you. Drea, do you have another word for us, or are we staying with adventurous and bold? Because the reason why I'm not letting you pick fearless, it's many reasons, right? Because there's no such thing as fearlessness. We all feel fear on some level, and then within our consciousness, we don't want the word fear in there. We want the opposite of. Do you have another word for us, or are we keeping adventurous and bold?
I'm going to use this word. I'm in a leadership group and we put our initials together and I came up with this word and I'm gonna say amp.
And A-N-D?
Amped.
Amped.
Nope, amped. A-A-M-P apostrophe D. Those are the initials in our names. But it's to me is amped. Trying to get to the next level, being extra, just being literally like out there.
Okay, love it. So my 2 words, so I have 2. I don't have 1. So one word that I've been really sitting with a lot is the word equanimity. So it's the ability to stay calm within the chaos. But then I also wrote this word mastery. I'm really into mastery, like really focusing on one thing that I am and making it better and better. And I'm also a creative that it's like the painting can always be better. The workshop can always be better. But it's, like focusing on one thing and just mastering it. So mastery and equanimity are my 2. So with that, I want to say, ladies, thank you so much for spending your time today with me, for sharing your thoughts, and I will see you in the new year. You're going to get an email with our next calls. I don't know when they are, but they're all scheduled. So you will get you will get them from my assistant. But thank you, ladies. Thank you for all of your support this year and for showing up perfectly and perfectly. Just being yourself, because we all inspire each other. And as we transition, right, this round around the sun, may the new year bring us, all that we desire. Thank you, and I will see you very
Thank you, ladies.
soon.
Many blessings. Wishing you all the best. Safe travels to
Thank you so
life.
much. Love it. Thank you.
Much success.
Yeah.
Bye,
Happy New Year,
guys.
ladies.
Bye. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye, guys. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.